Hi, Logan. Thanks a lot for this interview.
Thank you. Well, he's just a young man transitioning into adulthood, stuck between two father figures. Of course, I mean, his father, Noah, and Tubal Cain. And he's kind of stuck between them and their ideals, and he's very inquisitive, he questions everything, and he's trying to find a lady to love. That's Noah Ham in a nutshell. Yeah. I mean, I guess, I've always been very inquisitive. I've always questioned everything, and I definitely relate to him in that sense. Bigger than anything I've ever been a part of. The scale of this movie is insane. So walking onto these sets, it was pretty intimidating. The cast was kind of intimidating, considering they're all actors I really appreciate. And working with Darren Aronofsky was one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever had. It was great. It was really nice. Emma's she's a good buddy of mine, and yeah, it was nice to work with her again in this capacity now, as a sibling. Yeah. Darren is he's one of the most decisive people, filmmakers I've ever worked with. He has an answer for everything, which is important when you're the captain of this ship. And he's no bullshit. He tells it, he tells it how it is. If he doesn't like something, he'll tell you right away. And yeah, I kind of like that approach. I like the way he works. Yeah, I mean, I read the story and I looked into the aftermath of everything that happened, in terms of the descendants afterwards, and but most of my work, like 90% of it, I'd say, went into the script, like just everything that was on the page, as it does, mapping out the intention for my character and coming up with something that made sense to me. And also figuring out a middle ground of the dialect between all of us, because we're from all over the world, and we're trying to figure out like where we meet and what Darren wanted to do with our accents and stuff like that. So working on that, and yeah, that was pretty much it. A lot of work into that stuff. I'd say the biggest challenge was the dialogue and dialect for me. There wasn't a lot of room to play with it. It was, very much on the page. I mean, that, specific dialect I couldn't play around with, couldn't improvise, so that was challenging for me. I kind of felt a little confined to what was happening on the page, and that was probably the biggest challenge for me. Future projects, I just finished a movie. It should be coming out in November or so of this year, and it's called, actually, I don't know if it's untitled right now or if it's called Fury. It was called Fury. It might be untitled. I'm not sure, but it's a war movie. It's a World War II film.